One of the two cruise lines operating the Hurtigruten coastal express route in Norway is far better than the other. I tried both. Hurtigruten AS, the original, and Havila, the upstart competitor. I will compare them feature by feature so that you know which one offers the best cruise along the beautiful Norwegian coast today on Markus Travels. Welcome aboard the MS Polarlys. Let's board the Havila Capella that you see there behind me. We'll compare 10 different categories and we'll start with the cabins. On Hurtigruten, this was my cabin on board the MS Polarlys. There is a window with an obstructed view. This is a pretty comfortable and spacious cabin. It just is not new. This is an older cabin on an older ship. This ship is in fact almost 30 years old already. During my stay, the TV broke and the phone was a bit wobbly. The Havila ships are all new. This is on board the MS Capella. The fact that these are new ships is reflected in the cabin design. This is a modern cabin and it feels fresh and light. I especially appreciate the couch as well as the fidgety doorknobs. Havila wins this round. Next, let's compare the bathrooms in the cabins, and this is where the age of the ships really show. The cabin on board Hurtigruten definitely looks old. It's still perfectly functional, it's just an older design. On Hurtigruten, they use a shower curtain in the bathroom, which is not so elegant. And I'm really not sure where I'm supposed to put my toiletries in this bathroom. My bathroom on board Havila was light and modern. And there is a shelf for my toiletries. Instead of a shower curtain, they have a glass wall in the shower. Therefore, Havila has the better bathroom and they win this round. I paid for this trip myself so that you get a non-sponsored and authentic comparison between these two companies. Welcome to my channel, Markus Travels. Next up, we'll talk about the food on board. And here, there is an unexpected difference. But let me first mention what is the same between these two cruise lines. The route for both companies is from Bergen in the southwest to Kirkenes in the northeast, right next to the border with Russia. The full return trip takes 12 days. Both companies use the same ports, the same timings, just on different days, and most importantly, the amazing views from the ship are exactly the same. None of the companies use check-in machines at the terminals, so I actually had to talk to a person to get my room key. On the topic of food, let's start with the main meals that are included in the cruise package: breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Both companies use set times during the day when these are available. On Hurtigruten, we have an all-you-can-eat buffet, which means that you get the food yourself. The variety was really good, and it was all pretty tasty, but many of the items were too salty for my taste. On Havila, the food concept is different. It's also all-you-can-eat, but they're doing a lot to fight food waste. On board, you order these small plate tapas-style dishes to your table. And you can definitely have as many as you want, but a normal size meal would be 3 of these dishes. They are all beautifully presented and very delicious. For the main meals, Havila wins the point. Then we come to snacks and coffee. On the Hurtigruten ship, they have a very nice coffee shop where a lot of people were hanging out. The only thing I bought here was ice cream by the scoop. The selection of ice cream was great, and they had a very special flavor, which was gelato with dried fish. That is pretty special and a great match for the Norwegian coastal experience. On Hurtigruten, none of the items in the coffee shop were included in the package. On the Havila ship, there was a coffee counter, but it was just placed in this hallway area that was not as attractive as on Hurtigruten. Some items were included in the meal package, but some were not. I found this to be a confusing system. I didn't like it. And they only had pre-packaged ice cream from the freezer on Havila. So Hurtigruten has the better coffee and snack solution, and they win this point. Both Hurtigruten and Havila have spa facilities in the form of saunas and jacuzzis. On Hurtigruten, the sauna is located on deck number 2. This location is not very attractive, and the sauna just looks old. The Havila sauna, on the other hand, is much more modern, and you can access it from the outside deck, which is pretty cool. The hot tubs, on the other hand, are a different story. On Hurtigruten, they are placed on the edge of the deck so that you have a great view when you're in the jacuzzi. The Havila tubs, on the other hand, are in the center of the deck. That's not so great for views and also not for privacy. So this round is 1 point each. The gym on Havila is split between 2 rooms. There's strength training in one room and cardio in the other. From both of these places you have amazing views over the sea. I don't have footage from the gym at Hurtigruten, but from what I can see from the photo on their website, it's much smaller and they don't have as many machines. It looks like Hurtigruten also has great views from the gym. The equipment is better on board Havila, so they win this point. If we look at the common indoor areas, on Hurtigruten they are quite limited. They mostly come in the form of restaurants and lounges and the shop. They were certainly clean, but they just feel a bit old. For example, the windows are divided into sections. The Havila ships, on the other hand, have big, beautiful panoramic windows. There's also much more space to just sit and enjoy the views. The furniture is also a lot more modern. But my favorite thing is the exposed elevators, which give a completely different sense of space on board. Havila wins this round. Next we come to the common spaces outdoors on the deck. On both ships, this is really where you want to be spending a lot of your time to enjoy the amazing views of the beautiful Norwegian coast. On the Hurtigruten ship, you can walk around the entire ship on deck 5. There were 2 bars up here, but they were both closed. On Havila, they have a lot more usable space outdoors, I feel. They also have this cool walkway where you can look straight down into the sea through this grating. One more thing I like about Havila is the doors to the outside. You use a sensor and the doors slide to the side. On Hurtigruten, you have to press a handle and the doors swing open, and that's not ideal in very windy conditions. Havila wins this round. If you're getting value from the video, please hit the like button. Thank you very much for doing that. For entertainment and information, both companies offer the same. A TV in your cabin, free Wi-Fi for everyone, excursions, daily briefings in the conference room, and announcements through the loudspeakers. Those announcements are particularly valuable if there are northern lights to be seen. What you won't find on these ships are nightclubs, theaters, and water parks. These ferries are much smaller than your traditional cruise ships. On Hurtigruten, the TV setup in my cabin looked super sketchy. I mean, what is this box hanging from the TV? During my trip, the TV also stopped working and they were not able to fix it. So for entertainment and information, Havila wins the round. Now we come to the most controversial comparison, that is the price and the booking process. On Havila, everything works like a normal company. You can use either the Norwegian or the English version of the website, and the price will be the same. Havila also shows you the departure times, not only the departure dates. Over at Hurtigruten, things are different. The price is different in Norwegian and in English. It's pretty bad. The price in euros on the English language version of the website is more than twice the price in Norwegian kroner on the Norwegian language website. Remember, this is exactly the same product with 2 vastly different prices by the same company. So Havila wins this point and Hurtigruten gets a negative point for running this type of pricing scam. Before we sum up the points, let's also do a bonus category, and I call it Fanboys. Now, I don't have enough data about the fanboys of Havila, but the fanboys of Hurtigruten seem to be insane. I published my video about Hurtigruten and immediately got so many negative comments from the Hurtigruten fanboys. I've been making YouTube videos for 5 years. I've never experienced this much hate. One aspect of this is that Hurtigruten AS is owned by an English private equity firm. I find it amazing that the fanboys of a private equity fund-owned company would come out in such numbers to defend their beloved Hurtigruten. There was so many comments, I made a whole live stream just responding to the best of the comments. That video is linked in the description below. If you're getting massive value from the video, you can make a small donation right here on YouTube. Just use the super thanks button. That's the heart with a dollar icon in it. Thank you very much for your contribution. So let's tally up the points. The final score is 1 for Hurtigruten and 9 for Havila. Havila is clearly the superior product on the Norwegian coastal route, and it's not even close. I have full reviews about both products right here on this channel, Markus Travels. Click or tap the screen up here for the Hurtigruten video and down here for the Havila video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.